Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Brian, and we are back from Massachusetts. We had an epic journey, and as it's the best way I can describe it. It was definitely epic. We like that state a lot, and the neighboring states of New Hampshire, very, very cool as well. We almost got up into Maine, didn't quite make it, but it was like literally right there. So it's just so mind blowing to live in a state like Arizona where you can travel for hours in any direction from where we're at in Phoenix and still be in the same state, and then go to someplace like Massachusetts and be like, oh, hey, we just drove into New Hampshire, by the way, you know. So that's kind of mind blowing for us. But yeah, we had a great time. We got to spend time with our good friend Charlie Mack, who somebody I would consider to be family now, especially after we did sort of like a gift exchange. I had brought the plow truck I'd made for him as a an appreciation build, like all those years. I think it was like 6 years ago. I think I built that thing, and I was like, oh, one day I'll take this to Acme and give it to him. That didn't work out, and then we're planning this trip and stuff. I took it out of this display case and set it aside. I'm like, this is going with us, you know. So it made the trip just fine. Got there great. Only thing he had to do is reattach the chain on the plow that I had stuck on there. But that's the cool thing about giving a model to a model builder, is if there's anything wrong with it, they know how to fix it. So that's pretty awesome. But in exchange, he wanted to gift us this. This is his 1912 Henderson Model A. And I love the fact that he actually put the tag on here, because I have a hard time remembering what it is. But this little dude right here is stunning. It is awesome. I recall watching him build this on his channel many years ago, and now it's in my house. You know, that's just the crazy thing about YouTube, is you watch somebody build something, and then one day that particular thing that they've built, it's in your house, it's in your collection, it's on display. And he had this thing wired in so good that it never took a topple or fell or anything on the trip back from Massachusetts. We had that in our suitcase, tucked in with clothes and stuff, and it was packed in really good. So Charlie, again, thank you so much for the awesome bike. That's going to go into a place of prominence in the living room. We did get to have dinner with him and Susan. They are amazing cooks, and I tell you what, Charlie is a very spry person. We're sitting there having dinner, and he's sitting across the table from me, and he's like, oh, I forgot something. And he jumps up from the table, takes off his oxygen tube, like basically throws it up in the air, hustles into the kitchen, comes back again, sits down, catches it, puts it back in again. I'm like, I had no idea he got around that well. But we enjoyed hanging out with them so much, and since we were only like 35 minutes from them, I was able to go back and go to lunch with him later in the week, and that was a lot of fun, because he took me to a place that he loves going to, and it was PJ's Barbecue. Perhaps you've heard him talk about it. But he introduced us to pork belly. Never had it before, never understood the concept of what it was. And then when the plate came and set it down in front of us, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it. This stuff is amazing. I'm a convert, and I'm going to blame all of my cholesterol issues on Charlie from now on. So thank you, sir. But Susan, she's definitely a treasure. We enjoyed talking and hanging out with her. Mrs. BG and Susan got along pretty well, and it was just really, really good. It just felt like we were hanging out with family, you know. So the next day we went up and hung out with Jason and Heather. That was another amazing day. We stopped off at Portsmouth on our way up there to actually have lunch and just sort of explore the area a little bit. We want to see if there's more places we want to come back and visit later on. So we took the opportunity to go there. Cute little town, and then we headed off on the road. And the closer we got to Jason and Heather's house, the more motorcycles were out on the road, and we were like, "This is okay. This is something's going on here," you know. When we got to the house, I was visiting with Jason, and Lynda was visiting with Heather, and Lynda was like, boy, they sure like their live free or die up here, don't they? And Heather was like, oh, it's bike week, don't worry about it, it's almost over. So you're like, okay. So you know, when you're a driver of a car and you're in the midst of bike week, you need to be hyper aware of what's going on around you, a little bit more than normal, just to make sure that you see everybody you're supposed to see. So that's just a bit of advice there. Now, we didn't have any issues. We were aware that we were in the middle of bike week for the area, so we did step up our visual presence type of thing while we were driving and stuff. So just to make sure everybody was going to be going home safe. Now, when we were with Jason, he gifted us this awesome hat, and thank you very much, sir. I love the style and design of this thing, and it fits pretty well. It fits all the lumps and bumps just great. He also gifted both Mrs. BG and I a shirt, and it's got the classic model club logo on the front there, and then this is how you do a club shirt, y'all. You do the little pocket up front, and then you do the big banner on the back. Why? So that when you leave, they all know who you were. So yeah, thank you guys for those. We got those hanging up in the closet, and we'll be wearing those proudly here probably pretty soon. So maybe the next Mafia meeting. But yeah, thank you guys for hosting us and showing us around Wolfsboro. That was a really cool little town. I thought Scottsdale had some money floating around, but no, wow. I saw more Porsches there than I've seen in the whole state of Arizona. So that was kind of a trip. It just got me hungry to come back and get started on our Porsche build here. So we got to we were there for Lynda's work trip. So we were in Norwood for most of the trip, which was just 35 minutes from Charlie's house, and just about 15 minutes south of Boston, I think it was. And it was 15 minutes unless you took Highway 95, then it was an hour. But we stayed there for most of the trip, and I just kind of did some exploring. I went up to a place called Hobby Emporium. Talked to the guy behind the counter there. His name was Brian, and really cool dude, awesome builder. Jason actually recommended that place. It was almost equidistant between him and I, it seemed like. It was right on the state line of New Hampshire and Massachusetts, but it wasn't more than a drive from my place to Andy's, so it was, you know, it was doable, and we had a good time going up there and shopping that store, and we got a video coming up on that. And then when we finally got into Boston, when Lynda was done with all of her work stuff, we actually went and stayed in the city of Boston, and we did the tour, the Freedom Trail. If you haven't done that, check it out. It's amazing. The history that's in the area is just unreal. I mean, I spent my entire childhood reading about this stuff in my history books and such, thinking that I would never experience that kind of a thing because we lived over on the other coast. And now, as an adult, we have the opportunity to go check that out. And I turned into a little school kid again, going, "Oh, this is that. Oh, that's over there. Oh, look at it. Let's check out this graveyard." You know, that was me through most of the trip. Unfortunately, we got rained out for half of the day, so we took a break. We did go to the North End, which was highly recommended by my sister, my brother-in-law, Charlie, Susan, Jason, Heather, Kissy Boy, Clifton Smith. Everybody was like, "Dude, if you're in Boston, do the North End, get yourself some good Italian food." They were not wrong. They were not wrong. It was amazing food. I would go back there again in a heartbeat just for the tortellini and veal that I had. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, I have to digress. It was good stuff. But we got rained out for half a day. Then we went back to the hotel, and then the next day, Sunday, we decided to try and just skip to the end. So we just went straight to the Constitution, toured the interpretive center, the museum, and then of course the actual ship herself. And it was impressive, very impressive. And I could actually stand up. Being 6'7", I could actually stand up below decks. There was little cubby areas that were, you know, carved into things that I could just stand up and stuff. And some of the naval personnel that were on board there, I thought they were there for security, but turns out they were docents. But they, like, look over and one of them would be like, you know, kind of like that. So it was kind of funny. I was like, "Yay, I'm a source of entertainment for the Navy." But yeah, it was a good trip, and we had a great time. And we just want to say thank you again to Jason, Heather, Charlie, and Susan for opening up their houses to us, spending time with us, and showing us around. And it was just very, very special to us. And of course, the offers extended to them if any of them decide to come out to Arizona for whatever ungodly reason. They have a place to stay here, and we will take them around to our favorite places, like the living room, the dining room, you know, those kind of places. So yeah, we just had a great time. We're going to go ahead and sign off now. We're going to talk to you guys a little bit later on. We got more stuff going on. We're trying to figure out how to fix the audio on the video that we had shot while we were at Hobby Empire. And yeah, so we're going to get to work on that. But everybody take it easy. And we want to say thank you to Neil. He actually reached out to us over comments to ask if we were okay because he hadn't heard from us for a while. And Neil, thank you very much for doing that. It's greatly appreciated. We were doing fine. We were just busy traveling and stuff. And we had thought about doing videos with Jason, and we did. We actually did do a nice little short one, and it was a lot of fun. But we thought about doing videos with Charlie and stuff like that. But then we were talking to Heather, and Heather had this really great quote. I actually have it written down here. Sometimes you just need to hang out with your friends and not worry about filming a video. That is for a YouTube content creator, that's a very powerful statement, and I keep that close to my heart because sometimes it's not all about filming videos. So, all right, y'all, take it easy. We'll talk to you in the next one. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and stay cool if you're out there in the hot spots. Bye now.